Hi, all of you, and I'm very happy to see that there's some of you already there available to hear our talk about a very interesting topic. So, welcome to my talk show, and it is called A Talk Over Tea. Definitely, this is a cup of tea, and we're going to talk over it. Well, I'll wait for it to just cool off a little while we have our chat. So, the topic today that we are going to discuss right now is, and I'd love to hear your responses, your comments on the topic. Today, we are talking about no redundant words. So, well, you know the topic, but you need to know who am I. So, I am Sarah Henry, the owner and founder of Sarah Henry Learning Solutions. We are a communication and leadership skills training company, and we definitely enjoy working with people and discovering new ideas about making our conversations interesting, discovering new ideas about taking leadership to the next level. And when we discover those ideas, we practice those and ensure that you get to know those ideas, and we pass it on and we practice them and make them our perfect skills. So now that we are here, without further ado at all, I'm sure you must be wondering, why have I taken this topic as no redundant words in our conversations? Well, interestingly, I was watching certain videos for something that I was wanting to research about, and each video that I stopped and looked at, my ears literally started paining when I started understanding that vocabulary has become a very big issue in our current generation. So, what I discovered was misuse of certain words, and I think we all are guilty about it. We misuse those words so often that we find it as if they are our bywords and we are dependent on them. We can't do without those words. So I discovered that there are certain words which are absolutely redundant, and we certainly can do without those words. So let's discover those words. So in this 2 minutes chat from now, we're going to quickly look at a few things. The first thing that we're going to look at is, what does redundant mean generally? And I'm sure most of you know what redundant means. I'm not going to educate you a lot about it, but really quickly, briefly, we'll look at what it means. So the dictionary meaning out here is, redundant means something which is not necessary. Isn't it so interesting? And the second meaning I read out there was that we don't need that particular thing for a job or any other purpose. So when I say redundant words, I typically mean that word is really not required during that conversation. Maybe that word is better in some other situation. So I'll give you a few examples and you'll start feeling guilty about it, because I also felt guilty that I have used words so often which are certainly not required in that particular moment of conversation. So while I discovered this, I really started pondering over it, that if I also use these words, or if somebody else uses these words while making a public speech, for instance, or having a formal discussion with somebody at work or at school, if you are standing up for an allocation, definitely we would not get really noticed for very positive reasons. So I'll just highlight quickly the words which we often use, and you'll agree with me. So one of the words which I think all of us are guilty about using and misusing and abusing is amazing. So everything that we see in the world around us, it's almost close to amazing. A song is amazing, I think, for all of us. The dish which is served in front of you, it looks amazing. That's the reaction I hear from many people when I'm having a food out with somebody. I've also heard many people use words like, honestly, I mean it. And I often wonder, that's one word which really pierces my ears, and I really think, why do you need to say honestly? I think it's almost like you're telling somebody that they are not trusting you. So honestly is another word which we can really avoid in case if there is no requirement. Has somebody judged you for something? Why are you using honestly so often? And one word which I think one of my friends pointed out to me, and I think I have been guilty about using that very often, and I'll be very candid about it. I've used the word genuinely so much that often I think if someone has to relook at my conversations, revisit any of my video chats ever in any other forum, they will say that's her word which she shouldn't be using at all. So, well, I am really trying hard not to use genuinely here at all. And I think I've been successful so far, except that I would try to keep it going in the next few seconds also. So, well, why am I telling you all this? Because just like when we have, like I was having my tea, but really I've left it right now. I didn't feel like after having it for few sips. The reason being, I think I put some extra amount of sugar out there. So the point I'm making over here is that even I love you, when I say that too often to someone, I think it loses meaning. So the best way is, let's not overuse anything in our life, not overdo anything in our lives. And one of the things I think I can't do right now, or I think I'm just struggling to finish this cup of tea, is because it's over. I think I would not like to have such a sweet cup of tea either. So whether bitter, whether sweet, whether good or bad, anything in extremes doesn't look good. In the same way, I would repeat that any word which we are using meaninglessly, without thinking, without even calculating what it really means, often it loses its significance. So I would really remind you all that we can avoid using words like awesome, fabulous. If you're going to write your comments out here, I definitely would look out for better and more relevant words than awesome, fabulous, or amazing, or any other commonly used word. Let's perk up ourselves to use more interesting vocabulary, and really that is one step. Rule number one: no redundant words. That also means using more effective, interesting, and maybe newer words in our communication. And that's how we can make our conversations very interesting and catchy. So, well, before I go and say bye bye to you, before I say a quick ciao ciao, I really would give you a little task out here. After you've listened to this video and watched me here having a conversation with you, your homework is, or little assignment, start observing the redundant words that you yourself use. Start also observing some redundant words which maybe your friends, peers, and family members use. And while you make a note of that, try to think and practice how you can avoid those words and replace them with anything else. So, well, before I sign off, I really would say that I wouldn't like to say bye-bye because that's so commonly used. It may not be redundant, yet we can definitely discover some other way of saying bye-bye. So I'll just say I'm off for now, and as I go, I definitely look forward to seeing you soon again. It's not a goodbye, it's just a short see you later. So take care, enjoy your day, and definitely keep me posted if you discover words which are really redundant. I'd love to hear from you.